It's not always about like achieving the change, but trying. As long as you're able to move the needle a little bit every single time, that's all any of us can hope for, right? Is to make small steps. Because if everybody's making small steps, then we all move forward a little bit together. And I do find that after I've made these films, we get feedback from people that they were inspired to get involved in something in their community. Or with Inventing Tomorrow, we ended up showing it in 5,000 classrooms all over the United States. And we heard from teachers that their kids are now like more interested in investing time in their science classes. And that's exactly the kind of thing that we're trying to do, is to just get people engaged instead of giving up hope, right? To just start on the path of trying, understanding what's going on and deciding they too can be part of what can be possible to make change. We still have time to create some change. And one very hopeful thing that I believe in is when I talk to young people, they're very clear about this. They know what's happening. They know what they need to do to change it, and they feel very activated and motivated to make that change. So it's a moment that we can actually stop and listen and learn from them. Inventing Tomorrow is that there's like all these incredibly talented young people who are seeing huge problems in front of them, but they are coming up with ways to change, to create change. They are coming up with ways to find solutions through this maze of problems. And they do that because they know they don't have a choice. This is what they inherited. The world that I grew up in is a very, very different world than the one that they're facing, and they're very clear-eyed about it. And they're very focused on making the change that they need to. And a lot of it has to do with prevention and believing in changing some of the practices that we've become accustomed to, so that we don't continue the degradation of the environment that previous generations have begun. I think that we think about content differently now. I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit of a dinosaur because I still make 90-minute documentaries, and young people really don't want to watch that. So I also have to keep myself open to seeing how they like to make short form content and understanding that that's how they prefer to make media. And I still like a longer story because I think it allows you to go on a journey, and I think that for me, it's more possible to become emotionally involved in a story if I'm really able to spend time with the characters and watch something unfold over time. I think time is an important aspect to what we do. It's a time-based medium, and the more time you spend in a subject matter and with people, I'm going to become more attached. But a young person might not agree with that. They might think that short is the way to go. I think we have to imagine that change is inevitable, and if we fight change, we're not going to win. So we have to respect the traditions that we come from in any art form and learn from them, and as well be flexible to how these are changing in the future. I'll tell you that when I finished my documentary Inventing Tomorrow, when I wanted to get it into classrooms, we turned it into a couple short films because the teachers didn't have time for that. So I believe in both. I mean, we can't be purists about this. I like watching longer films. I like making them, but the world is what it is. People are busy, life is complicated, and if I have to take my feature-length film and cut it down into something short so that it's possible to get it in a classroom and get young people to watch it, I'll do it. I think when you start doing short form work, you miss somewhat of a depth of experience because you don't have the same amount of time to connect with the characters. I find that it's more possible to create a deeper emotional experience with the film if it's longer. But sometimes short form is able to communicate something that gets to the heart of the matter and is able to kind of communicate a nugget of information that can also work. I think at this point we have to be pragmatic and make all different kinds of content and not decide that some things are better or worse than others, but just recognize who's going to watch what and try and give people a buffet of options to be able to engage with issues that we care about.